Hey everyone, so this week Instagram came out with a new addition to their stories, which allows your followers to ask you questions. So I posted up, ask me anything, and here's what I got. So Slam Stang says, will you sign my V-neck? So this goes for anyone. Anytime you're in Phoenix and you have a V-neck, I'll sign it. In fact, it's the only thing I signed. So, or V8 Venom, what's your favorite color? Gray or purple? What brand of V-necks do you wear? So, best value in the game, Old Navy. Last a while, like $8, and they fit great. Why are you so gay and handsome? Just lucky. Top 4 get IG famous trends. So I think he's talking about like things that get you noticed. So obviously bags, boost, wrap, and a hood, right? Seriously though, I think the best thing that you can do to grow your Instagram following is to have solid content, post regularly, interact with people who follow you, and interact with others. And the last thing, I think this goes in general for life, is don't be a dick. At Voodoo Child, did you go to school for your current line of work? If so, what school did you graduate from? So I went to SU. I went for a marketing degree, not the creative side, more like the business side. And yeah, it's not really anything that I'm doing right now. So Joel.5.low asks, what is a small deal on your car that not many others would notice? So I think before it was I custom made a grill when there weren't a lot of grills available. So I would say that, but I changed that. What's currently on my car that's not a lot of people notice, but I think is cool, is I opened up my headlights, painted the housing black, and added the DRLs. So I think that that's pretty cool. Sony a6500 or 6300. I think the 6500 is a much better camera. I think they added some upgrades in between those two models that make the 65 definitely worth the extra money. Do you regret bags? No, actually they're probably one of the best modifications I've done to my car. What settings do you have your Sony camera? Your pics are always on point. First, thank you. Secondly, I mainly shoot manual. So settings are really based on conditions and what I'm looking for in this shot. I'm not even going to try with this name, but 50mm or 35mm for car photography. I generally like longer lenses, so 50mm or larger. When can we expect a what's in my bag video? Right now I don't really have anything special in my bag. I've gone down to one lens, so I'm shooting the Sigma 50mm 1.4 art lens and the Sony a7 III. I am waiting for either the 135 Sigma to come out or the 105. Do you race? Actually, no, I don't. One thing that a lot of people may not know is the Mustang's my daily driver and can't really afford to have that down, and found if you race, you're probably gonna break things and just can't afford to do that right now. So Goblinator also asks, how long does it take you to post a pic, edit, and all? So normally I shoot all my photos on the weekend. Usually takes about half an hour, and then I edit throughout the week. Each photo probably takes about 10 minutes. So I think not a lot of time based on what I'm getting out of each shot. So I try to keep the quality really high, and that's something that I strive to do when I started my account. I'm not even going to try this name, but how's the ride with that suspension? So misconception with the air ride suspension is that it's bouncy, it's floaty. Guys, that's all mini truck days. The airlift suspension is top notch. It has adjustable dampening, so you can make it as soft or as firm as you want it. The bag pressure equals higher spring rate, so you can really customize it however you want. I have my ride set a little bit firm because that's how I like it. It's a little bit more sporty, but the handling's great. I cannot recommend airlift enough. Jacob Reese says, since this is anonymous, I like turtles. Just make sure you wash your hands afterwards. They carry a lot of salmonella. So Gabe_STI, would you post a burnout video? I'll make you a deal, Gabe. If you pay for the tires, I will supply the smoke. _Nike Life_ How much horsepower do you have? Probably about 600 to 650. Haven't dyno tested. I'm on a Whipple Stage 2. But Arizona has shitty 91 gas, so that's probably holding me back quite a bit. Caesar asks, what's your favorite car? Man, I just love all cars, to be honest with you. If I had a dream car, it's probably a Pagani. I think they're just beautiful cars, and it's like a piece of jewelry. Older or newer Mustangs? Honestly, I like the newer. S55 I think's the pinnacle right now. We'll see what the next models have, but do you have photos of your airlift suspension, compressor, and tank? It's a pretty bad setup, but here it is. Which you prefer, Roush or Whipple? I purchased a Whipple, so I guess Whipple. The only thing that scared me about the Roush was grinding on the block and grinding on the front of the timing cover. I think timing cover, I think you have to grind that too. So those two things kind of scared me a little bit. Favorite mod on your car? Oh god, that's a hard one. I think airlift suspension is definitely high up on that list. I think my current wheels are high up on that list. I think everyday driving, the Steeda shifter definitely made a huge improvement. What was the name of the rims you had on 1 year ago? Those were Project 60Rs. They were 20 by 10, 20 by 11. What's your favorite Mustang look mod? I would probably say either my fascia or the stalker hood. Maybe the wheels. GT350 rear valance? GT350 fenders. I don't know, that whole package. Is there a place to download your full res pictures as wallpapers? On my website, I do have a wallpaper link. I think there's just phone wallpapers up right now. If there's a want or a need for computer ones, I guess I can format those and put those up too. Let me know in the comments below. What's your gas mileage like in a boosted car? 14 to 18 miles per gallon. How much have you put into your car? Oh, yeah, a lot. Way too much to add up. I don't even want to think about it. And what's sad is I know a lot of people with way more in their car. I'm looking at USC Ruby. If you could trade your car for a week for someone you follow on Instagram, whose car are you getting? So this is funny. I actually posted this on my account and he responded. So the guy has an amazing fleet of cars. If you don't follow him, go follow him right now. His information is right here. Best beginner camera for shooting cars. And honestly, everything's so good right now that you can't go wrong. Sony, Nikon, Canon, any one of those. I pick Sony. I think it's the best right now. I think they have the best features, especially for hybrid shooters, video and photos. So, do you use any lens filters when shooting? Yeah, I really recommend a polarizer, CPL to cut through those reflections on the windows. That's a must. Could you please do more phone wallpapers with your Mustang, but with the car much closer to the camera? I don't really shoot like that. That's really not my style. I don't do a lot of vertical stuff, but I'll try. Why Mustang? Honestly, I had a 2003 Mustang GT and it was always in the dealer for service. I hated it. Almost swore off Ford and Mustangs altogether. But I fell in love with the S550. I just thought they did an amazing job and it looked beautiful. Why does your Mustang look so good? I don't know. I think there's definitely better looking cars out there, but I've just tried to keep it tasteful and kind of classy. Can you teach me how to do the swipe shots? A link on my YouTube channel. You're watching this on my YouTube channel, so hopefully you found that video. If not, here's a link. How can you afford your mods? So honestly, I've been busting my ass since I was in high school working, and I've just been really fortunate that my employers have taken notice of that and I've been successful in my career. I've also been lucky enough to be supported by some great companies that we formed a relationship, and they've been able to help me out with some different aspects of my build. So biggest pet peeve, I think ask holes. So people who constantly ask for advice and don't take it. Will you be at Mustang After Dark? No. I've been to California quite a bit this year for different car trips and things like that. So I think I'm just not really into going right now. How old were you when you started loving Mustang? It was probably really the S550 that made me love Mustangs. Would you ever come out to New York to do a shoot? Definitely, if somebody's paying for it. What lens do you suggest for rolling shots full frame? So all of my rolling shots are done with a rig, so I use anything around a 17 millimeter, definitely under 20. For car to car, you probably want like a 24 to 70. That way you could vary the focal length. 60 Mark II or 5D Mark III. I've shot with the 5D Mark III before, so I'd have to pick that just because I've never shot with the 6D. Would you supercharge or twin turbo a car? Right now it's supercharger, so I guess supercharger. Not opposed to a twin turbo car, just the logistics and the cost is significantly higher. This ain't a question, but I think you got the cleanest Mustang from all the ones I've seen so far. Keep it up. Thank you. Do you enjoy photography itself or editing the most? Can't have one without the other, but I really like the edit. I like seeing the before and after image, and I think you get an image of what something's going to look like in your head when you take that, and when you get back to the computer, it's not always that, so editing allows you to get to that. If you could move anywhere, where would you go? Honestly, it'd be really hard to leave Phoenix. I love Arizona. Everyone says it's hot, but I actually love the weather. Great weather. First car, 88 Acura Integra. Any tips for beginning photographers? Well, if you're watching this now, you found my YouTube channel. Hopefully you've gone through that, picked up some tips and tricks. I'd say the biggest thing is learning how to shoot in manual, not just for bragging rights to say you know how to shoot in manual, but to really understand what your camera's doing and how to change those settings to get the desired image. What's your favorite time of day, location to photograph at? Golden hour and anywhere with a clean background. What got you into photography? Honestly, I worked at Target for a long time in the electronics area, and I ended up buying a camera and just started taking pictures and actually ended up falling in love with it. So here we are. What's your job? So interesting enough, I'm on my lunch break right now. I work for PetSmart headquarters, and I do meetings and events, and I shoot video and photos. So anyways, that was Ask Me Anything. If you want to see this again, I'll leave some questions below, and if we get enough, I'll do it again. Until next time, take care.